Hey everyone, welcome to Molar Mass Practice Sheet number 3, problem number 4. So we're going to go ahead and read the problem. It says how many moles are in 9.8 grams of calcium. Now, one of the first things we need to do is, because we're doing a dimensional analysis problem, we're converting from grams to the number of moles of a substance, in this case calcium. We have to figure out how many significant figures our answer needs to be in. So we look at the number that's in the problem, which is 9.8. When we look at that problem right there, we'll see that there are two numbers, so we have two significant figures. And again, if you don't know how to figure out significant figures, please refer back to the packet in the rules on significant figures that we went over earlier in the semester. So, as always, when we do dimensional analysis, we look at the numbers that we have in our equation, and we're going to start off with that number that we have. So we have 9.8, so we're going to put 9.8. That's going to be grams of calcium. And if we don't know what the symbol for calcium, we have to go down to our packet, pull our packet up, and we see that calcium is right here. It is Ca, and in particular, the molar mass of 1 mole of calcium is 40 grams. Okay, and we get that from the atomic weight that we see right there. So we're going to come back and we're going to put our, we know that our symbol is Ca, and then we're going to put our times in a line. Now again, I always like to start off with what goes on bottom. So we have it in grams, and that's what it is in grams. So we have to put grams on the bottom. We're just going to move over till we get to the bottom over here, and we're going to put in the molar mass in grams of 1 mole of calcium. So we looked at our periodic table, the atomic weight was 40, so we're going to put in 40 grams of calcium. And on the top, that equals how many moles? Well, it equals 1 mole of calcium. So, and then again, we need to make sure that we kind of underline that. So now once we get to this part right here, we're going to cancel out anything and then do our math. So what can we cancel out? Well, we can cancel anything that's on top and on bottom. So we're going to go ahead and look at our grams of calcium on top and on bottom. So we're just going to go ahead and strike that through. Now again, if you don't strike this through, you're not going to get the points for doing this. So you need to make sure that you get all the points possible. So on like the assessment, if I have 3 problems, each one may be worth 10 points apiece or more. So make sure that you do everything else. So now with the only unit that I have left is moles of calcium. So I'm going to go ahead and put my equal sign in there, and then I'm just going to put moles, if I can spell correctly, of calcium. So now all I have to do is the math, and then I can put my answer in right there as long as I change it to two significant figures. So here is my calculator up here. And remember, when we do our calculations, and maybe I'll just make that a little bit, maybe I can't, a little bit, what we're going to put in there. So we're going to put in our 9.8, so 9.8, and we're going to multiply by 1, because we always multiply by the top. So we're going to multiply by 1, then we're going to divide by the bottom, which is 40, and hit our equal sign, and we end up with 0.245. So the problem with that is I have to make it in two significant figures. So if I go ahead and put my answer in here, 0.245, I know that I need two significant figures. So I'm going to do this. And the rule says 5. Well, remember, our rule for 5 is a lot of times we round up. But in this case right here, our rule says 5 with nothing after it. We can't round up. We have to go to the rule. The rule says we look at the previous number. If it's odd, we round up to make it even. If it's even, we drop off the 5. So in this case, our previous number 4 is even, so that means we're going to drop off that number. Then we just need to go ahead and highlight it. Again, we highlight it there, and there's our answer. 0.24 moles of calcium are in 9.8 grams of calcium. As always, go Mohawks. Nelson out.